Old age is unforgiving. It comes for everyone, whether you are ready or not. The body slows down, the mind forgets, and the world seems to move faster than you can keep up. But it doesn't have to be a time of fear or regret. The choices you make today determine the quality of your tomorrow. Buddhism teaches us that preparation, mindfulness, and discipline can make old age not a curse, but a culmination of wisdom and peace. Let me share with you 7 lessons that can change the way you approach life, starting now. 1. Care for your body as a temple. Your body is the only vehicle you will ever have for this life. There is no backup, no replacement, no magic pill that can restore it once it deteriorates. Every action you take today, what you eat, how you move, how you rest, shapes the life you will live decades from now. The harsh truth is that if you neglect your body, old age will not be forgiving. It will show up suddenly in ways that make you question your choices, your habits, and your priorities. Weak bones, stiff joints, poor circulation, chronic illness, and fatigue are not accidents. They are the natural consequences of neglect. But there is also good news. The same body, if cared for consistently, can carry you gracefully into old age, sharp, capable, and alive in ways that most people never experience. To care for your body as a temple, you must first understand that every organ, every cell, every system within you is connected. You cannot focus only on one part and ignore the rest. Exercise alone is not enough. If your diet is poor, meditation alone will not protect you from chronic illness if your body is weak and stiff. Sleep alone will not restore vitality if you continue to abuse your body with toxins. The key is harmony, consistency, and mindfulness. Start with movement. Your body was designed to move, not to sit for hours on end. Walking is the simplest and most natural form of exercise. A brisk walk for 30 minutes every day may seem small, but it strengthens your heart, improves circulation, and maintains joint mobility. Stretching is equally important. Many people reach old age unable to bend, reach, or even lift basic objects. This is not inevitable. Daily stretching preserves flexibility, releases tension, and prevents injuries. Simple practices like standing up every hour, rotating your shoulders, stretching your back, and moving your neck can prevent stiffness that becomes unbearable later. If you can, incorporate strength training. Strong muscles protect bones, support balance, and make you resilient against falls, one of the most dangerous threats in old age. Nutrition is another cornerstone. Your body is like a machine. It runs on fuel, and the quality of that fuel determines how well it operates. Eating processed foods, excessive sugar, and fried meals may give temporary pleasure, but they accelerate aging. They clog arteries, damage organs, and sap energy. Instead, focus on whole natural foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, and lean proteins provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that repair your body and protect it from disease. Water is not optional, it is essential. Your cells need hydration to function, your joints need lubrication, and your skin needs moisture to remain healthy. Many of the aches and pains people experience in old age could have been prevented with proper hydration throughout life. Sleep is the silent healer. It is during deep sleep that your body repairs itself, consolidates memory, and detoxifies the brain. Yet so many treat sleep as optional. Long hours of work, screens late at night, stress, and caffeine abuse disrupt sleep patterns and reduce the body's ability to recover. Developing a disciplined sleep routine is not indulgent, it is survival. Go to bed and wake up at consistent times. Protect your bedroom environment from excessive light and noise. Guard your sleep as fiercely as you guard your meals or exercise. The hours spent asleep are as critical as the hours spent awake. Equally important is avoiding harm. Habits such as smoking, excessive drinking, overeating, and reckless living destroy the body faster than anything else. These are not just temporary indulgences, they are long-term liabilities that old age will collect interest on, in the form of disease, pain, and dependence. Some people think they are invincible, that the body can take endless abuse. But reality is unforgiving. Every cigarette, every extra drink, every hour of neglect adds up. Old age will not forgive carelessness. Mental health and stress management are also part of bodily care. Stress, anger, and anxiety manifest physically: high blood pressure, headaches, digestive issues, fatigue, and more. A calm, disciplined mind contributes to a healthy body. Meditation, mindful breathing, and periods of stillness are not just spiritual exercises, they are essential for longevity. Learning to manage emotions, forgive, and let go of resentment is part of respecting your body as a temple. When your mind is at peace, your body responds with resilience. Consistency, not intensity, is the secret. Many people start with bursts of energy, a week of strict dieting, a month of gym workouts, or a short-term detox. But old age is not overcome by short bursts of effort. It is shaped by a lifetime of choices. Small daily actions, walking instead of taking the elevator, eating vegetables at every meal, sleeping at consistent times, stretching every morning, compound over decades into strength, vitality, and resilience. Neglect compounds as well, so every day you ignore your body is a day closer to suffering. Caring for your body as a temple is not just about survival, it is about freedom. When your body is strong, flexible, and healthy, you do not fear the limitations of old age. You can think clearly, move freely, and engage with life fully. Aging becomes a companion to your mind, not a prison. You carry your wisdom, your experiences, and your choices in a body that allows you to live with dignity and joy. You are no longer a prisoner of weakness or illness. Do not wait for a wake-up call. Most people realize too late that their body is their responsibility. Pain, chronic illness, and frailty are harsh teachers. The truth is simple: the sooner you start caring for your body, the better your old age will be. Start today, not tomorrow. Move intentionally, eat wisely, rest fully, and protect yourself from harm. Treat every cell in your body with respect, for it is your home for this life. A temple does not deteriorate because it is revered. Your body, when treated as a temple, will carry you gracefully through the years and allow you to face old age without fear. 2. Train your mind daily. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it is also the most fragile. A strong, disciplined mind can navigate life with clarity, resilience, and peace. A neglected, restless mind will crumble under stress, amplify suffering, and betray you in old age. Just as the body needs exercise, food, and rest, the mind needs deliberate care, daily training, and conscious guidance. If you ignore it now, you will pay the price later. If you cultivate it intentionally, you will carry wisdom, calm, and freedom into your later years. The mind is like a garden. Left untended, weeds grow quickly. Thoughts of anger, jealousy, fear, resentment, and obsession can take root and spread until they dominate your inner world. By the time old age comes, the mind may be full of regrets, worries, and confusion, making life feel heavy and unbearable. But a cultivated mind, one that is nourished with clarity, focus, and discipline, can be a source of immense joy, insight, and serenity, even when the body weakens. The first step in training your mind is awareness. Begin to notice your thoughts as they arise, without judgment. Understand that not every thought is true, not every feeling needs to control you, and not every reaction defines who you are. Mindfulness is the key. When you observe your thoughts with calm attention, you begin to realize patterns, triggers, and weaknesses. Awareness allows you to intervene before negative thoughts spiral into stress, anxiety, or depression. The more present you are in each moment, the less power your restless mind has over you. Meditation is not just a spiritual exercise, it is essential mental training. Sitting quietly for even a few minutes a day teaches your mind focus, patience, and control. Meditation strengthens your ability to respond rather than react, to choose rather than be controlled. It improves memory, reduces anxiety, and calms the nervous system. Many people underestimate meditation because it seems passive, but in reality, it is rigorous mental discipline. Just as muscles grow through resistance, your mind grows through focused attention. Over time, meditation becomes a shield, protecting you from the chaos of external events and the turmoil of untrained thoughts. Another powerful practice is reflection. Take time each day to review your actions, words, and thoughts. Ask yourself where you acted with wisdom, where you reacted impulsively, and where you can improve. Reflection is the mental equivalent of strength training for your character. It prevents the mind from stagnating and encourages growth, insight, and accountability. Old age is full of lessons, but the mind that has been trained through reflection will recognize them and act with clarity. Reading, learning, and mental stimulation are also crucial. Just as muscles atrophy without use, the brain weakens when it is idle. Feed your mind with knowledge, philosophy, spiritual wisdom, and practical skills. Challenge yourself to understand new ideas, question assumptions, and expand your perspective. Avoid feeding your mind constant distractions or mindless entertainment. Time spent scrolling endlessly or consuming shallow content dulls the mind, while time spent in deliberate learning sharpens it. A sharp mind can navigate the challenges of aging, understand life's impermanence, and find meaning even in difficult circumstances. Emotional regulation is part of mental training. Strong minds do not suppress emotions, but they also do not allow emotions to dictate behavior. Anger, fear, jealousy, and attachment are natural, but they must be observed and managed. Practicing patience, forgiveness, and compassion strengthens the mind and reduces internal suffering. Uncontrolled emotions age the mind faster than years themselves. They cloud judgment, destroy relationships, and leave a person isolated in later life. A disciplined mind, on the other hand, experiences emotions fully but without being enslaved by them. Consistency is critical. Many people attempt mental training sporadically, a few meditation sessions, occasional reflection, or bursts of learning, but the mind is a lifelong companion. It grows and decays gradually. Small daily habits compound into remarkable mental strength over decades. Even 10 minutes of meditation, 10 pages of mindful reading, or a single act of reflection every day can build a mind that is resilient, wise, and serene in old age. In contrast, neglect compounds, and the mind that has been idle or distracted will crumble under pressure. Finally, cultivate gratitude and acceptance. A mind trained to see life clearly, to appreciate small blessings, and to accept impermanence is a mind that is at peace. Resistance to reality creates suffering, while acceptance combined with conscious action builds strength. Gratitude rewires the mind to focus on abundance rather than lack, and acceptance allows you to face old age without fear or regret. The mind that has been trained daily becomes a sanctuary, a place of calm amidst the inevitable storms of life. Do not wait for a crisis to start training your mind. Most people only recognize the importance of mental discipline when anxiety, depression, or confusion appear. By then, the mind has already hardened into habits that are difficult to break. Begin now. Observe your thoughts, meditate, reflect, learn, regulate emotions, and cultivate gratitude. Build daily rituals that strengthen your mind like a blacksmith tempers steel. Old age will come, but if your mind is disciplined, it will not betray you. Instead, it will guide you, protect you, and allow you to experience clarity, peace, and wisdom even as the body ages. Training your mind daily is not a luxury. It is as essential as food, water, and air. Without it, suffering is inevitable. With it, freedom, insight, and resilience become your companions. The mind you build today becomes the foundation of your life in old age. Treat it with the same care and reverence as you would your body, and it will carry you gracefully through the decades, beyond fear, confusion, and regret. 3. Value your time. Time is the most precious resource you will ever have. Unlike money, you cannot earn more, and unlike possessions, you cannot replace what is lost. Every second that passes is gone forever, and yet most people treat it carelessly. They allow hours to slip through their fingers, distracted by trivial concerns, fleeting pleasures, or endless obligations that do not matter. By the time old age arrives, the consequences of wasted time become painfully clear. Regret weighs heavily, opportunities are gone, and many realize too late that time once lost can never be regained. Understanding the value of time begins with awareness. Notice how you spend your days. Are you moving through life with purpose, or are you drifting aimlessly? How much of your day is devoted to growth, reflection, or meaningful connection, and how much is consumed by distractions that leave you empty? Most people underestimate the cumulative effect of small, wasted moments. 10 minutes of idle scrolling, an hour of gossip, an afternoon lost in meaningless tasks. These add up over weeks, months, and years. Old age will magnify the consequences of these small losses. Time that could have been invested in building strength, knowledge, relationships, or peace has been quietly stolen. The first step in valuing your time is prioritization. Life is finite, and not everything deserves your attention. Learn to distinguish between what matters and what does not. Work, family, spiritual practice, self-improvement, and meaningful connections deserve time. Trivial arguments, unnecessary stress, shallow entertainment, and toxic relationships do not. Prioritize tasks that align with your long-term well-being, growth, and peace. Say no to what distracts you. Protect your time like a treasure, because in truth, it is the most valuable treasure you have. Discipline in daily routines is essential. A life without structure is a life where time slips away unnoticed. Establish daily practices that honor your most important priorities. Begin your mornings intentionally, plan your hours, and guard your energy. Avoid surrendering your day to chaos, distractions, or unplanned demands. Consistent routines build momentum, ensuring that each day moves you closer to a life of meaning and fulfillment. The habits you establish today compound over decades, determining whether old age will be a time of mastery or regret. Reflection is also crucial. At the end of each day, ask yourself how your time was spent. Were you intentional? Did your actions align with your values? Reflection is not about judgment, it is about awareness. By observing how you spend your days, you begin to notice patterns, inefficiencies, and opportunities. You learn to eliminate distractions, to focus, and to dedicate your energy to what truly matters. This daily practice of reflection trains your mind and ensures that time is never wasted unconsciously. Another essential principle is the avoidance of procrastination. Delaying important tasks may feel harmless now, but it accumulates into a life half-lived. Dreams deferred, relationships neglected, knowledge unpursued, and health ignored are all consequences of postponement. Each day you procrastinate is a day closer to old age, when the opportunity to act will be limited or gone. Time wasted cannot be recovered. Only action in the present secures your future. Learn to act decisively, to complete meaningful tasks, and to invest in your life with urgency and purpose. Balance is also necessary when valuing time. Do not mistake busyness for productivity. Filling every moment with trivial activity is a form of neglect. Rest, contemplation, and leisure are also vital. They restore energy, clarity, and creativity. But these periods must be chosen consciously, not allowed to dominate life passively. True mastery of time involves intentional allocation, work deeply when needed, rest fully when required, and avoid surrendering hours to endless distraction. Consider the impermanence of life. Old age is a reminder that time is finite. Every day that passes brings you closer to the inevitable. This should not inspire fear but clarity. When you fully understand that your days are limited, each moment gains significance. Small acts, deliberate choices, and conscious attention to time transform your life. You become a craftsman of your days, shaping them with intention, focus, and purpose. Aging then becomes a reflection of how well you have valued the gift of time. Time is also inseparable from legacy. What you invest your time in today determines what you leave behind tomorrow. Knowledge shared, relationships nurtured, wisdom cultivated, and virtues practiced, these become the echoes of your life. Neglect your time, and your legacy is silence. Use it wisely, and your presence continues to resonate beyond your physical existence. The life you live now is the life that will echo in old age, in memory, and in the hearts of those you touch. Do not wait for a crisis to realize the value of your time. Most people only become aware of it when they face illness, loss, or the slow ticking of years that cannot be replaced. By then, the luxury of choice is gone. Begin today to treat every moment with care, plan deliberately, act decisively, reflect consistently, and eliminate distractions that steal your life. Protect your time as fiercely as you protect your body or mind, for it is the foundation upon which every success, every peace, and every achievement depends. Time, when valued, becomes the greatest ally in facing old age. Neglect it, and it becomes the harshest teacher. The hours you invest in growth, connection, reflection, and discipline compound over decades, shaping the quality of life you will experience when your body slows and your days grow shorter. When you treat time as sacred, old age is no longer a threat. It is the natural reward of a life well lived. 4. Cultivate relationships with care. No matter how strong your body, how disciplined your mind, or how wisely you use your time, life in old age can feel unbearably lonely if you have neglected relationships. Human beings are social creatures. Connection, trust, and companionship are not luxuries. They are essential for mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. As we age, the quality of the relationships we have nurtured over the years becomes a lifeline. Old age without meaningful bonds is isolation. Old age with deep, healthy connections is a source of joy, wisdom, and support. Cultivating relationships begins with attention and intention. Most people assume relationships will flourish naturally, that love, respect, and friendship will automatically survive the years. But relationships, like gardens, require constant care. Neglect them, and resentment, distance, or misunderstanding will grow. The small daily acts, listening, showing respect, expressing gratitude, forgiving, and simply being present, accumulate over years into bonds that can sustain you in times of need. Do not wait until old age to repair broken relationships. Repair them now. Communication is at the heart of strong relationships. Speak with honesty, but also with kindness. Many conflicts arise not from major disagreements, but from careless words, silence, or avoidance. Be deliberate in expressing appreciation and concern for those you care about. Ask questions, show interest, and genuinely listen to responses. Listening is as much an act of love as speaking. Relationships grow when both parties feel heard, understood, and valued. The time invested in genuine communication today becomes a source of deep comfort and trust in later years. Forgiveness is another cornerstone. Holding grudges or clinging to past mistakes drains the mind, poisons relationships, and weighs heavily as we age. Learn to forgive, not because the other person always deserves it, but because your own peace requires it. Carrying resentment is like holding a stone in your hand. It serves no purpose but to injure you over time. The sooner you forgive, the lighter your heart becomes, and the more freely your relationships can grow and strengthen. Consistency matters in nurturing bonds. Relationships require presence and effort, small daily or weekly acts of connection, checking in on a loved one, sharing a meal, sending a thoughtful message, or simply spending time together build a reservoir of trust and love that can support you in old age. Grand gestures alone are not enough. It is the accumulation of consistent, ordinary acts of care that forms unbreakable bonds. People remember how they feel, not what was said once in a while. Make others feel seen, valued, and loved consistently. Boundaries are equally important. Cultivating relationships does not mean allowing yourself to be drained or manipulated. Healthy relationships require respect on both sides. Learn to set clear boundaries, say no when necessary, and protect your energy. The people who truly matter will respect your limits, and your ability to care for others is strengthened when you also care for yourself. Relationships are not about sacrifice alone, they are about mutual support, respect, and growth. Invest in diversity of connection. Relationships with family, friends, community, mentors, and peers each bring unique support and insight. Do not rely on a single relationship to provide all your emotional and spiritual needs. The richness of life comes from a network of caring connections. Old age magnifies the value of each of these relationships. When health fails or circumstances change, having a range of supportive connections ensures you are never alone in your journey. Shared experiences create lasting bonds. Engage in activities that matter to you and to those you care about. Learning together, helping others, celebrating milestones, or even enduring challenges side by side deepens connection. Memory is strengthened not just by personal achievements, but by shared moments of laughter, struggle, and joy. These shared experiences become treasures in old age, providing comfort and meaning when life slows. Finally, cultivate empathy and understanding. Everyone carries their own struggles, fears, and desires. Approaching relationships with patience, curiosity, and compassion allows connections to flourish even through disagreements or misunderstandings. Avoid judgment and seek to understand before reacting. Relationships are mirrors that teach us about ourselves as much as they teach us about others. Empathy strengthens bonds and nurtures patience, which becomes invaluable in old age when the mind and body are less forgiving. Neglecting relationships may seem harmless in youth, but it carries a heavy cost later. People who reach old age with few meaningful connections often experience loneliness, regret, and a sense of emptiness that no material wealth can fill. By contrast, those who cultivate bonds carefully live with a sense of belonging, support, and love that enriches every day of their later years. Relationships become both a refuge and a source of purpose, sustaining the mind and spirit even as the body slows. Start today. Reach out to those you have lost contact with. Deepen your understanding of those around you. Speak words of gratitude, offer acts of kindness, forgive past wrongs, and invest your time and attention in relationships that matter. The effort you make today grows exponentially over time. By the time old age arrives, your relationships will be a fortress of love, wisdom, and support, a testament to the life you have lived with care and intention. Cultivating relationships is not just about avoiding loneliness, it is about building a life rich in meaning, connection, and shared joy. It is one of the greatest acts of preparation for old age. When you invest in the people around you, you invest in yourself. Your later years will be filled not with isolation, but with the warmth of bonds that have been nurtured with patience, attention, and love. 5. Simplify and let go. Life is often weighed down by unnecessary clutter, physical, emotional, and mental. As we journey through the years, every object we hoard, every grudge we hold, every desire we chase, adds invisible weight to our spirit. Old age magnifies this burden. The body slows, the mind becomes less flexible, and the pressure of unresolved attachments can turn even the simplest days into struggles. Simplifying and letting go is not about giving up. It is about creating space for what truly matters. It is about lightening the load so that when old age arrives, you are not trapped beneath the weight of your own life choices. The first step in simplification is examining your physical environment. Most people accumulate far more possessions than they need, convincing themselves that each item has value, utility, or meaning. But over time, clutter becomes a source of stress, distraction, and maintenance. Old age magnifies this burden because every item must be managed, cleaned, or remembered. Simplifying your surroundings frees energy and focus. Keep what is useful, meaningful, or necessary. Let go of what merely takes space or consumes attention. A home organized, uncluttered, and intentional is not just aesthetically pleasing, it nourishes the mind, reduces stress, and prepares you for a life of calm and ease in your later years. Simplification extends beyond the physical to your mental and emotional life. Many people carry grudges, regrets, and resentments from decades past. These emotional attachments are invisible chains. Holding on to anger or resentment may feel like protecting yourself, but in reality, it is slowly poisoning your mind and body. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongs. It is about freeing yourself from the weight of them. Let go of past hurts. Release the need to control what cannot be changed. Carrying emotional baggage into old age drains energy, clouds judgment, and diminishes joy. The mind that practices letting go becomes a sanctuary, resilient against life's inevitable disappointments. Desires, too, must be examined. Human beings have an endless appetite for more wealth, more recognition, more pleasure. While ambition can drive achievement, unchecked desire is a trap. It creates constant dissatisfaction, impatience, and stress. Old age is unforgiving to those who have spent a lifetime chasing what is unnecessary. Wealth cannot buy lost time, titles cannot erase regret, and indulgence cannot restore missed opportunities for growth or connection. Simplicity means understanding what truly adds value to life and releasing the endless cravings that distract you from it. Let go of the things that do not serve your inner peace. Desire, when tamed, becomes a tool for growth rather than a chain of suffering. Simplification also applies to social and mental commitments. Most people overextend themselves, agreeing to obligations they do not enjoy, maintaining relationships that drain energy, or absorbing concerns that are not theirs to carry. Learning to say no is a powerful act of self-preservation. By reducing unnecessary commitments, you create space for meaningful engagement, reflection, and rest. In old age, this practice becomes even more vital as time and energy are limited. Simplicity in social life ensures that the relationships and activities you engage with bring value, joy, and support, rather than stress and fatigue. Letting go requires awareness and intention. It is easy to cling to habits, patterns, and possessions simply because they are familiar. Yet familiarity is not a measure of value. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to, and why? Is it enriching my life or merely weighing me down? Consciously releasing what no longer serves you is an act of courage, discipline, and wisdom. Old age does not forgive those who cling. The lighter you travel through life, the more freedom you have to respond to challenges, enjoy the present, and focus on what is truly meaningful. Spiritual simplification is equally critical. Buddhism teaches that attachment is the root of suffering. Attachment is not only to people, possessions, or achievements, it is also attachment to identity, pride, fear, and expectation. By loosening these mental grips, you cultivate equanimity. You are no longer controlled by the fear of loss, the desire for gain, or the need to prove yourself. Spiritual simplicity brings profound peace, which becomes invaluable in later years when life inevitably brings limitations, loss, and impermanence. Practical practices for simplification include decluttering regularly, reducing consumption, and prioritizing essentials. Start small. One drawer, one shelf, one day at a time. Gradually extend the principle to habits, thoughts, and desires. Avoid the temptation to hold on to what is unnecessary. Just in case. Let go with intention and clarity. Each item, thought, or attachment released lightens your life and strengthens your ability to focus on what truly matters: health, relationships, wisdom, and peace. Simplification is not deprivation. It is freedom. It is the art of choosing what matters most and releasing everything else. By practicing it throughout life, you create a cushion of ease, clarity, and resilience for old age. When the body slows, the mind becomes less agile, and circumstances shift. You will not be overwhelmed by the weight of your own excess. Instead, you will move through life with grace, freedom, and intentionality. Finally, understand that letting go is a continuous process. Life will always present new possessions, attachments, and desires. Simplification is not a one-time act. It is a daily discipline. Each morning and each evening, examine what occupies your mind, heart, and surroundings. Release what is unnecessary. Prioritize what is meaningful. Gradually, a life of simplicity and clarity becomes your natural state. Old age then becomes not a time of burden, but a time of reflection, peace, and freedom. The path of simplification is not easy, because human nature resists letting go, but it is essential. Every object, every resentment, every unnecessary attachment left behind today reduces suffering tomorrow. Every choice to release clutter, clear the mind, and prioritize essentials strengthens your capacity to live fully and gracefully. Old age is not forgiving to those weighed down by the life they failed to simplify, but it rewards those who travel light, who focus on what truly matters, and who approach life with clarity and intention. Simplify. Release. Let go. The practice may be subtle and gradual, but its effects are profound. A life unburdened by unnecessary attachments allows the body, mind, and spirit to age with dignity. You will face the years ahead, not with fear or regret, but with a sense of freedom, peace, and readiness. Old age is inevitable, but suffering is optional. By choosing simplicity today, you prepare for a life of grace tomorrow. 6. Build daily habits of discipline. Discipline is the bridge between intention and reality. It is the quiet force that shapes character, strengthens the mind, and ensures that the choices you make today become the foundation for a strong, resilient, and peaceful life in old age. Without discipline, even the healthiest body, the sharpest mind, and the most carefully planned life can crumble under the weight of neglect, distraction, and habitless living. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. It is the practice of taking control of your actions, your time, and your future. The first principle of discipline is consistency. Many people mistake bursts of effort for genuine progress. They exercise intensely for a week, meditate occasionally, or read sporadically, expecting lasting results. But life, and especially aging, is shaped not by short bursts, but by steady daily effort. A few minutes of focused meditation every day, 10 minutes of mindful movement, or a daily reflection habit may seem small, but over months and years, these small actions compound into extraordinary resilience. Consistency beats intensity every time. The disciplined individual understands that every day matters because each day is a building block of their future. Habits are the backbone of discipline. A habit is a decision repeated until it becomes automatic, and habits form the architecture of your life. Strong habits remove the constant need for willpower, which is finite. For example, if you make walking, stretching, and eating mindfully a habit, you no longer need to convince yourself each day to take care of your body. The same applies to mental and spiritual habits. Daily reflection, journaling, meditation, and prayer become second nature over time, shaping a mind that is calm, focused, and resilient. Discipline is not about forcing yourself every day. It is about creating systems where the right actions become effortless. Self-awareness is critical for building habits. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. Notice where your willpower falters, where distractions creep in, and where old patterns re-emerge. Discipline is not rigid adherence. It is intelligent, self-aware action. You cannot build habits blindly. You must observe yourself, identify obstacles, and design your routines to minimize friction and maximize sustainability. Small adjustments in environment, schedule, or mindset can make the difference between a habit that thrives and one that collapses. Accountability strengthens discipline. The mind is clever at rationalizing neglect. "I'll start tomorrow," or "I deserve a break," are phrases that sabotage growth. Surround yourself with reminders, mentors, or partners who encourage consistency and challenge excuses. Accountability is not about shame, it is about support. A disciplined life is not lived in isolation. It is reinforced by connection, observation, and mutual commitment to growth. In old age, the fruits of such accountability appear in a body that moves freely, a mind that thinks clearly, and a life that carries dignity. Start small but be relentless. Many people fail at discipline because they attempt too much at once. They try to overhaul diet, exercise, meditation, work, and social life all at once, only to burn out. True discipline grows incrementally. Begin with one habit, master it, and then add another. Progress compounds over time. 10 minutes of daily reflection, a short walk every morning, or a single act of deliberate mindfulness may seem insignificant today, but these are the seeds of a life shaped by self-mastery. Small, consistent actions outweigh occasional grand efforts. Discipline is strengthened by intentionality. Do not act blindly. Every habit, every routine, every daily action should have purpose. Eating, moving, thinking, and reflecting without thought creates mindless repetition. Discipline becomes powerful when every act is connected to a larger goal: health, wisdom, peace, or preparation for old age. Ask yourself daily, why am I doing this? What will this action produce in 10, 20, or 30 years? Purpose transforms effort into progress and turns discipline into a path of growth rather than a set of chores. Patience is essential. Discipline is rarely about immediate reward. It is about delayed gratification and long-term benefit. Many people abandon healthy routines, mental exercises, or spiritual practices because they see no instant results. But the benefits of disciplined living are subtle, cumulative, and profoundly transformative over decades. Patience allows you to persist even when progress feels slow, understanding that the life you are building is not measured in weeks or months, but in years. The strongest, healthiest, and most peaceful individuals are those who practiced patience alongside discipline, letting small daily choices compound into mastery. Resilience is born from discipline. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, setbacks, illness, and loss are inevitable. Without daily habits of discipline, these obstacles can overwhelm you. With discipline, however, you face adversity with strength and composure. Your routines, practices, and habits anchor you. Your mind remains clear, your body capable, and your spirit steady. Discipline prepares you not only for the predictable challenges of old age, but also for the unexpected trials of life. It ensures that you are not a passive victim of circumstance, but an active participant in shaping your destiny. Discipline also extends to the mind and spirit. Mental discipline requires controlling impulses, resisting distractions, and training focus. Spiritual discipline involves daily reflection, meditation, and ethical action. Both are essential for aging gracefully. A mind trained in patience, awareness, and clarity resists fear, anxiety, and confusion. A spirit trained in compassion, forgiveness, and purpose carries peace and resilience into the later years. Discipline ensures that body, mind, and spirit are aligned, reinforcing each other and forming a foundation for a life of balance, strength, and serenity. Finally, understand that discipline is freedom, not confinement. Many fear the word, imagining strict schedules, rigid rules, or harsh self-denial. But true discipline frees you from chaos, procrastination, and the tyranny of fleeting impulses. It liberates your time, your energy, and your mind. It allows you to move through life with intention, clarity, and purpose. In old age, the person who has cultivated discipline does not fear limitation, decay, or loss. They have built habits, routines, and strength over decades that carry them gracefully through life's inevitable challenges. Start today. Identify one small habit that strengthens your body, mind, or spirit. Commit to it daily. Reflect, adjust, and expand gradually. Discipline is not an event. It is a way of life. It is the quiet, patient work of preparing yourself for the years ahead. The life you build through consistent, deliberate action today becomes the life that sustains you tomorrow. When old age comes, you will not be unprepared or overwhelmed. You will face it with strength, clarity, and peace, because discipline has trained you to master your actions, your choices, and ultimately your life. 7. Embrace mortality to live fully. Mortality is the single truth that every human being shares. No one escapes it. No amount of wealth, power, or accomplishment can postpone the inevitability of death. Most people avoid thinking about it. They distract themselves with work, pleasure, or ambition, hoping to ignore the fact that one day everything will end. But avoidance is a trap. Ignoring mortality does not make life longer or easier, it makes it shallower. Embracing mortality, on the other hand, transforms life. It turns fear into clarity, distraction into focus, and triviality into purpose. Understanding death is not morbid, it is liberating. To embrace mortality, you must first accept it fully. Death is not something that happens to someone else. It is the destination of every life, including yours. Acknowledging this truth is not meant to create despair. It is meant to awaken awareness. When you accept that life is finite, every moment gains value. Each day becomes an opportunity to live intentionally, to act consciously, and to invest your energy in what truly matters. Awareness of death is the ultimate teacher, sharpening priorities, revealing what is meaningful, and exposing what is insignificant. Contemplation of impermanence should be a daily practice. Life is constantly changing. Relationships, possessions, health, and circumstances are temporary. Just as the seasons shift, so too do the moments of your life. Nothing remains as it is. By observing this impermanence, you train the mind to detach from what cannot be controlled and to cherish what can. Embracing mortality is not about resignation, it is about understanding the fleeting nature of existence and choosing to live fully within it. The first way embracing mortality transforms life is by clarifying priorities. When you know your time is limited, the distractions that consume most of your days lose their appeal. Gossip, envy, petty conflicts, unnecessary consumption, and idle worry fade in importance. What remains is what truly matters: cultivating wisdom, nurturing relationships, maintaining health, contributing meaningfully, and seeking inner peace. Awareness of death focuses the mind like a lens, cutting through the noise of trivial concerns and allowing you to invest fully in what brings value and purpose. Embracing mortality also deepens gratitude. Every moment, every breath, every experience becomes precious when you realize it will not last forever. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into profound experiences. A meal shared with loved ones, a sunrise witnessed in silence, a conversation of depth, these become treasures rather than mundane occurrences. Life, once taken for granted, becomes a continuous source of wonder and appreciation. When old age comes, the habit of gratitude nurtured throughout life allows the years to feel rich and fulfilling, even when physical strength declines. Embracing mortality encourages courage. The fear of loss, failure, or discomfort often prevents people from taking meaningful action. By facing the inevitability of death, fear loses its grip. Decisions become clearer, risks are calculated, and hesitation fades. Mortality teaches you to act decisively, to speak honestly, and to pursue what matters, rather than delaying indefinitely. Old age will test the body and mind, but a life lived with courage, informed by the awareness of death, ensures that limitations are met with strength, not regret. It also deepens compassion. When you recognize that every person shares the same fate, birth, aging, illness, and death, you develop empathy. Others' struggles, mistakes, and fears become reflections of your own human experience. Compassion grows naturally when you see life through the lens of impermanence. Relationships deepen, understanding strengthens, and conflict diminishes. Mortality teaches you to love fully, forgive generously, and connect meaningfully, because one day the opportunity may be gone. Embracing mortality fosters mindfulness. Life is finite, and each moment is irretrievable. When you live with an awareness of your limited time, your attention naturally shifts to the present. You stop postponing joy, postpone forgiveness, and postpone growth. You begin to notice the small, profound details of life: the sound of the wind, the texture of a hand held, the quiet rhythm of your own breath. Mindfulness, grounded in awareness of mortality, allows life to be experienced fully, rather than wasted in distraction, regret, or preoccupation with the past or future. Finally, embracing mortality prepares you for death itself. Old age will come, the body will weaken, the mind may falter, and loss will become inevitable. By contemplating death long before it arrives, you cultivate acceptance. Fear is replaced by readiness, anxiety by clarity, and despair by peace. The life you have prepared, through disciplined habits, care for your body, mental training, meaningful relationships, simplicity, and intentional use of time, becomes your anchor. You face the final stage of life with dignity, serenity, and fulfillment. Mortality, when embraced, is not a curse but a guide, showing you how to live fully and leave without regret. Do not delay this practice. Most people avoid thinking about death until circumstances force the confrontation. By then, the lessons of mortality arrive harshly, often accompanied by fear, suffering, or regret. Start today. Reflect on impermanence, acknowledge the inevitability of death, and let this awareness shape your choices. Speak honestly, love fully, act intentionally, and cultivate peace. Let mortality guide you to live a life so complete that old age is not feared and the end comes not as a threat, but as the natural conclusion of a life lived consciously. Embracing mortality is the ultimate preparation for old age. It sharpens focus, nurtures gratitude, strengthens courage, deepens compassion, enhances mindfulness, and fosters peace. Life, once overwhelming and chaotic, becomes clear, intentional, and meaningful. By living with death in mind, you ensure that the years you have left are not wasted, and the years ahead, when the body slows and time feels more fragile, are met with wisdom, dignity, and serenity. Mortality is not the enemy. It is the teacher, the mirror, and the compass. Embrace it fully, and you will live fully. Prepare now, and old age will not break you. It will reveal the strength, wisdom, and peace you have cultivated throughout your life. The moment you accept this truth, every breath becomes a gift, every choice becomes deliberate, and every day becomes a step toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. As we reach the end of this journey, remember this: old age is not something that can be postponed or avoided. It will come for every one of us, and how it arrives depends entirely on the choices we make today. The body you strengthen, the mind you train, the time you value, the relationships you nurture, the clutter you release, the habits you build, and the awareness of your own mortality, all of these shape the life you will live when the years are no longer on your side. Preparation is not about fear. It is about mastery. It is about ensuring that when your body slows, your mind remains sharp. When circumstances change, your spirit remains resilient. When the world shifts, you remain grounded. Every decision, every small act, every deliberate habit compounds into a life that can face old age with dignity, strength, and peace. Do not wait. Do not assume there will be a tomorrow where you will suddenly find the time, the will, or the clarity to act. The life you create today becomes the life that carries you through tomorrow, and the life you neglect today becomes the burden you must bear when old age arrives. Walk intentionally, think deliberately, speak with purpose, love deeply. Let go of what weighs you down. Cultivate discipline. Embrace impermanence. Each lesson, each choice, each effort is a brick in the foundation of a life that will not be broken by time, but enriched by it. Old age is unforgiving, but it is also an opportunity to live fully, wisely, and peacefully if you have prepared. The wisdom you carry, the habits you build, and the care you give to your body, mind, and relationships today will illuminate your path tomorrow. Begin now. Begin today. Do not postpone the life you were meant to live. Prepare yourself. Build your strength. Sharpen your mind. Value every moment. And when old age arrives, you will face it not with fear or regret, but with grace, clarity, and profound peace. Because the life you live now is the life you will carry forever.